Hello, this is attorney Tara Hutchinson with Pittsburgh Family Law Services, where I provide you with brief, helpful information about family law and estate planning in Pennsylvania. Today, I'm going to shift gears a little bit and talk a little bit about estate planning. When I talk about estate planning, obviously, that includes things like having a will, having a financial power of attorney, having a healthcare power of attorney, or a living will. It includes all of those documents. This is not something that is that is at the front of most people's minds. A lot of people put off creating these types of documents for a very long time. And the reasons for this include things like I'm very young, I don't have a lot of money, I only have my children, I just have my spouse, we don't have any children together, I have no major health issues, etc. And so a lot of people assume that if they don't have a lot of assets, that there isn't much of a reason to have an estate plan. And this is actually quite incorrect. Everybody should have something written down, expressing what they wish to do in the event that they pass away, or in the event that they suddenly become unable to speak for themselves. The big reason why you should always have an estate plan in place is that if you pass away without one, you will get an estate plan. You will get a distribution of your estate. It will be the default estate plan of Pennsylvania. So Pennsylvania has a specific procedure for how to divide a person's assets when that person passes away without a will. And it identifies which people are going to receive part of this person's estate, and it defines exactly how much each person receives. So if for example you pass away and you have 4 children, and you don't want each of your 4 children to receive equal shares, you need to have a will, you need to have an estate plan in place that specifically says how much you want each person to receive. Another issue that can come up if someone passes away without an estate plan is that if you have any minor children, your family may need to go to court and ask for a guardian to be appointed to hold funds on behalf of your minor children. And finally, if you don't have an estate plan, if you don't have a will, your family will have to decide who that one responsible person will be to administer your estate. If there are multiple people who have the ability to administer an estate, you do not want all of those people making the decisions. It is very difficult, particularly at a time when everyone is grieving anyway because a loved one has passed away. You want to identify one person who you trust, who you believe will be able to handle your final affairs. Those are just some of the reasons why you should always have a plan for how your estate will be distributed, even if you don't think there's going to be much left to distribute if you passed away unexpectedly. An estate plan isn't just about having a will, though. One of the other fundamental documents that you're going to have in an estate plan include, number 1, a financial power of attorney, or a durable power of attorney, which is for handling your financial affairs, and a healthcare power of attorney, and a living will, if you were in an end-stage medical condition. So when we're talking about a healthcare power of attorney or a living will, again, if you don't identify what your wishes are, and if you don't identify a responsible person who will express and communicate those decisions on your behalf in the event that you are unable to do so, Pennsylvania, again, has a procedure for who will be making those decisions. And it may not be the person who is best suited to make those decisions. You may not see eye to eye with a spouse or with a parent or with a sibling or a child. You know, the person who hospital staff consults may not be the person who understands what your goals are and will communicate those wishes to your healthcare team. So that's one very important reason to have a healthcare power of attorney in place. For a financial power of attorney, if nobody is designated as a person to help you with your finances, like if you end up in a hospital for 2 or 3 months because you had a terrible car accident, then somebody will have to go to court and potentially have a guardian appointed for you because you physically cannot handle it on your own, and you physically are not capable of making sure that your bills are paid on time. And even if it's just temporary, even if it's not a permanent condition, you've still had to go to court to address it. So Pennsylvania has these remedies. It has procedures in place for what to do if you didn't have a plan already put together, but they take time, they take court involvement, and they take money in the form of counsel fees to do so. So having a plan in place allows your family to focus specifically on the immediate emergency in front of them, and allows them to not have to worry about needing to go to court and hire a lawyer and having to pay court costs and attorney's fees. It gives them a security so that they can focus on their own grief, or they can focus on what is happening with you, instead of having to worry about navigating a court system that they may not even be familiar with. In my opinion, it's actually in many ways more important to have powers of attorney in place than a will, because in the course of any given year, you are far more likely to become disabled or to become severely incapacitated due to a bad car accident, for example, than you are to pass away. So please do consider having an estate plan put together. They do not all have to be complicated. They don't all have to be lengthy. And if you have questions about what types of documents you need and what should actually be in a will and what should be in a power of attorney, I recommend that everybody contact an estate planning attorney in Pennsylvania to talk about what documents and what protections you actually need. I hope that this is helpful information. I hope that this encourages you all to consider creating your own estate plan in the near future. Thank you for watching. Until next time, take care.